is a social media podcast show. Colonel Edmund on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Join the Colonel every Sunday and Wednesday for poignant socio-political discussions shaping our Liberian homeland. Around here, we put the motherland over any celebrity, politician, or superstar. This is the Social Media Live podcast show of Colonel Edmund Remy Ray. And the Colonel every Sunday. We put the social media and Instagram every Sunday. Sociopolitical shaping our Liberian. Around here, we put the motherland over any celebrity, politician, or superstar. Stay tuned. Media of on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Join the Colonel every Sunday and Wednesday for poignant socio-political discussions shaping our life. Politician. This is a Social Media Live podcast show of Colonel Edmund Ray on Facebook. Join the Colonel every Sunday and Wednesday for political discussions shaping Liberian homeland. Around here, we put the motherland over any politician or superstar. Stay tuned. Live Edmund Ray, for poignant socio-political discussions shaping our Liberian homeland. Around here, we put the motherland over any celebrity or superstar. This is the Social Media show of Colonel Edmund Ray on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Join the Colonel every Sunday and Wednesday for poignant socio-political discussions shaping our Liberian homeland. Here, we put the motherland over any celebrity, politician, or superstar. Stay tuned. This is the Social Media Podcast Show of Edmund Remy Gray on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Join the Colonel every Sunday and Wednesday for poignant socio-discussions shaping our Liberian homeland. Around here, we put the motherland over any celebrity, politician, or superstar. Stay tuned. This is the Social Media Live Podcast Show of Colonel Edmund Remy Gray on Instagram. The Colonel every Sunday and Wednesday for poignant socio-political discussions shaping our motherland over any celebrity. Stay tuned. The Social Media Live of Colonel Edmund Remy Gray on Facebook, YouTube, and
Good evening. It's late. It's almost 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, which happens to be 23 hours before midnight. Good evening and welcome. Of course, this show tonight is sponsored by the United States Navy. And thanks for joining me. I actually I'm coming on tonight because a number of issues I've obtained in our country, especially Liberia, especially in the last few weeks since the return of the president from the United Nations. And for those of you who are just joining me, I'd like to welcome you again. This is the Colonel Edmund Remy Gray Show, and here we talk politics without fear and favor. We look at issues as they're supposed to be. In case this is your first time joining me, I'd like to welcome you. And if you wish to join the program tonight via Skype or through other video chat means, let me know. Just post your email and I'll send you a link and I'll bring you live on the screen. You can post your comment, and then I'll be able to see some of your comment. If there's an email there, I would assume you probably want to be part of the show tonight. In case you have any problem on the audio of this program, you let me know, so that way at least I can tweak it a little bit, because we need to be able to listen to each other as we hold on the issues. Tonight, of course, I am supposed to be bringing a gentleman from China. Mr. Zeze happens to be a student in China, and he has been there for the last let me make sure this thing is on, because I'm seeing some static here again. Normally when there's a static on my program, I have to restart and come back, but I'm seeing this one has been on the screen forever, so choose as they're supposed to be. It's this is your first time. Definitely there's a delay in the transmission of the audio, and I am not too happy about that. And then secondly, I'm seeing that there's a static on the screen. Nonetheless, as I was saying, if you post your email, I should be able to pick you up and send you a link, or you can Skype me through let's see here, Remy Gray. You can Skype me through Remy Gray, or you can use my email and Skype me as well, Remy Gray at gmail.com. All right, so if you send me your email, or you can Skype me, look for me on Skype there. Look for Remy Gray or remygray at gmail.com, and you should be able to get me. And that way, I'll send you a Skype link, or we can link via Skype. Or if you send me your email, I'll send you another link that I have. It's a video chat, and that way, clearly, you'll be on the screen. Through that other means. And I also should be bringing a gentleman named Alvin Quoto. Alvin Quoto is a member of the Minnesota community, and he had expressed some resentments too about representation of the ordinary Liberians. Excuse me. Representation of ordinary Liberians in our society. Gone are the days when we had the religious community will come up in the embodiment of Bishop Francis, Bishop Brown, Mother Dukley, and all of these powerful clergy people will come and take up issues on behalf of the common people. We also had powerful politicians, the likes of Barkus Matthew, and a number of people who could stand up against repressive regime or repressive individuals against the common man. The argument is that we don't have those kinds of opportunities today. Okay? We don't have those kinds of opportunities at all. And this gentleman, Alvin Quoto, and myself, we were talking, and Alvin, also suggested, he concurred with the idea that we really don't have any Liberian, politicians are very, very skewed towards their political ambition, so therefore they want to walk on fine lines. They don't, they want to play the beautiful woman in the midst of ugliness. And so most of them are not speaking when necessary. If they're speaking, they're speaking haphazardly. We're saying that the common man is in danger because anything can happen to you in our country now. People will just, seemingly look the other way because it's really it's not going to bring dividends to them. So for them, especially politicians, everything is politicized. Even the way we speak, common issues that have to do with human right violation. I don't think people look. Some of us, I always say, I was a soldier, and there were times when I meddled in politics, and I was sent to Beliala twice. I was incarcerated because the military had hands over me because one, I was a soldier, and then secondly, I was so burnt with desire that I have to speak up. There are times when I even undertook some risky things that could have, caused. That could have caused my execution in the military. I mean, given the type of regime Samuel Doe ran, but some of us stood up. It was hard. Imagine you used to the comfort of your home, and then someone send you to a place like Beliala. Even if they send you over there for one night. Back in the days, if you were sent to Beliala just for a night, it's a lifetime memory. But these days, this issue about Justina Taylor, I remember when the lady stood up and, she made some glaring revelations. But there is no revelation, you understand, that is tantamount to being criminalized, especially when it has to. If you want to bring someone to court for libel, hey, you can. I mean, we are a country of law, or we should be a country of law. But the lady was expressing things that were done in the shadow. And the same night, the lady turned up helpless. After making all that glaring revelation, she turned up helpless. And above all, she identified herself as a partisan of the Alternative National Congress. Firstly, in those kinds of situations, those kinds of moments, nobody wants to have anything to do with her because, because of the kind of things she was saying, or because of her past. Look, we all have a past. I always say this. But she made some staggering revelations, and based on that, she turned up helpless, sedated, and medical reports show that she was even gang raped. So, this is a human rights issue. No political organization is supposed to be sitting out on it, especially in the face of adversity. There's no, I spoke 2 months ago, so therefore I can't touch on this issue anymore. Look, when the CDC was in opposition, the UN, the US Embassy, and all of these other areas, you understand, were their daily doorsteps. Daily. Malba Molu will lead a school of individuals to go to the United Nations to address national security concerns. Look, the ANC, I can tell you, my organization is weak. The Unity Party is trying to be, effective, but they too are weak. We have a practically paralyzed opposition community. If you get into any trouble in Liberia, you are on your own because the opposition will probably never go to your aid. You will be left to suffer. This lady has been in bed. Yeah, I heard that money was generated by one or two political leaders, but that's not enough. Look, when you have a repressive regime growing wings, you want to begin to take them head on right away. This George Weah regime will be extremely repressive. We predicted it in the past, and they're not going to lay back because we've said it over and over. But it takes almost equal reaction for them to deter them from future actions. They're getting emboldened. I mean, in the face of daylight, you stopping someone from moving. You understand? That tells you exactly. Besides, this regime has done some cold things. Extremely cold things. Given the way how they were so tough on Madam Sirleaf for human rights issue, you would think, the president went to the United Nations with a complaint that his regime has no political prisoners. This is a clear demonstration today, the issue that they obtained with Ms. Taylor, that Liberians are not just free to say what they want to say. There have been lots of extrajudicial activity. Well, I can't wait for the United States Embassy report to come up on human rights issues in Liberia. If you haven't read some of those reports that come from the United States on a I think quarterly basis, please do so, because those reports are detailed. They tell you exactly things that you may not even know about occurring, because it is their responsibility to just keep some of these issues going on in our country. And we've had quite a bit of them. The District 15 situation where a lady and group of other Liberians just expressing their political affiliation were cornered, almost murdered, burned to death. We had another issue, I think District 11 or District 13, sorry, where it was reported that people lost their life, and even a mortuary official was seen trying to bury bodies. These are all other dire human rights violations that have occurred within our country. And people are just say, oh, it's not me, so therefore I'm trying to be the best politician, so I can't say this. Look, if you want to go into that profession of politics, number one, you can't be a coward. You can't be a coward. You understand? You have to learn to brave the storm. Remember when people defy Henry Costa that he would not set foot on Liberian soil? He went there. Charles Taylor was defied that he would never set foot on Nigerian soil. He showed up there. You can't be a politician, you timid, you scared to be touched. You'll be brutalized and beaten. Sometimes that's what African politics is all about. If you know that you're scared, stay away from politics. Number one, you will not earn the respect of most people. You won't earn the respect of a lot of people. If you're a coward, you want to play clean boy or clean girl, which politician in Liberia you know that gained power that did not come under these extrajudicial circumstances? It's very difficult. Madam Salif, all kinds of things were said about her. All kinds of things were done to her. If you want to be a politician, hey, welcome. It's a brutal world. You're trying to snatch power away from somebody else, whether through the ballot box or through extra other means. You're trying to get that which someone enviously holds. So you should always remember that it is not going to be an easy fight. It's a dog fight. Miss Taylor is under these extra circumstances today. Tomorrow it might be anybody. Yeke Koliba has been a very vocal individual against this government. All of his trouble today, stem from the fact that he's a key opposition individual in our society. So these repressive and revengeful actions against this man stem from the fact that he's a number one opposition individual against this government. He's a member of the ANC. Yeke has been going to court because while he was granting interview, some scuffle went outside the premise where he was. And for God's sake, the government took action against him. I've never seen the ANC by the side of Yeke Koliba in court. Oh, that could not have been CDC. They would be there at that court almost on a daily basis. Look, if you want to be a politician, be a politician. If you want to stay a clean boy, stay a clean boy. Stay off politics. Things will happen to you. That's how people test your resolve. All this falsehood about love country, love people, that is how you test those kinds of things. You know, I always tell people that it so happens some of us are not in the vanguard of becoming president or some political leader. Oh no. Number one, I'll be uncontrolled. I'll be like a loose cannon. And I continue to say some of us have so much in us. There's no way I can hold back, sit down in a society, where so many people are being disadvantaged. And then I wake up daily, get in my SUV, come from my penthouse, and go in the street or go conduct my daily business. And I refer to myself as politician. It can be. Cannot be. If you want to stay in politics, stay in politics. If you want to stay away from politics, stay away from politics. Can't be afraid. You can't be afraid. This is why individuals like the country is in need of leadership. Everybody's looking forward to some leader. That's why people like Darius Dillon, people like Henry Coster, folks like Muhammad Ali who stand up. They are making their own names. Meanwhile, politicians that supposed to, when they stop by now, in this moment of our time, I remember when Bishop Francis used to appear in the public. He had more attention than the president though. Bishop Brown, Sheikh Kafumba Kone, you understand? Bishop Atokula. Those individuals, when they appeared in public, they were extremely popular. I'm not even talking about Liberian politicians. Yeah, you can bastardize the progressive today. But those people stood their grounds. Some of them were made to even drink their own urine. They hauled them to Beliala back and forth. I remember my second visitation. I met a prominent Liberian politician. He said, well, Gray, yeah, you're a soldier. What are you doing here? Well, I'm a soldier. They locked me up because I was not supposed to be at the Soviet embassy. I was caught on the grounds of the Soviet embassy, and I was sent to Beliala. God help me, I was going to be dishonorably discharged from the military. I don't know what prevented that. Maybe the type of evidence they were looking for, they didn't see it. My second occurrence was I was accused of dropping react or leaflet in the office, in the bathroom of the Minister of Defense. Those are treasonable offense. In the military, you don't play with it. And as a soldier, it's a conduct unbecoming. So I'm only saying these things because I think we continue to look at life from the comfort of our own, wealth and accomplishment. But this is a course in life. When you say you're a politician, you must be able to act as a politician. Dr. Kia Besigye, what's his name in Uganda? That guy has been slapped and belittled on many, many occasions. And this regime that we're looking at is growing wings. Right now they're measuring their coat as they grow. Today is Justina Taylor. The other day, now it's Yeke Coliver. The other day, they're going after the little fish. Soon they'll start getting up there because they're growing wings. They're growing wings. And unless you begin to put them on the record, nobody should tell me the ANC spoke on the Justina matter 2 months ago. Look, it should be an ongoing. If you were in Justina's shoes, you like, because the ANC had spoken 2 months ago, so they should just forget it. Now someone is saying Nathan was in the hospital room with, look at that, those kinds of shameful excuses. Nathan was there. What did he say? To whom did Nathan take report? The ANC, how many times have they crafted a resolution giving this government an ultimatum? How many times? How many times have the ANC come up and taken a formal complaint to the United Nations, to the U.S. Embassy, and other international organizations, ECOWAS, Mano River Union? You understand? These are the ways you begin to put this kinds of regime that is growing wing out of. Just a second. Hello. Yeah, but I'm on my show.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right. I just want to apologize that happened. I had someone calling me. I thought they were calling to participate in in the show, but as I was saying, that we have lost those voices that will speak on behalf of the common people. What we have in Liberia today are a bunch of cowards. The old man Baka is too old to talk. Maybe he doesn't have the strength anymore. You understand? Because he saw all of these kinds of ways in which Liberian politicians were handled, but that did not deter them. The like of Amos Sawyer, people like D.K. Wanselier, all these guys were sent to prison for tea, breakfast, and dinner. Post-Arcade was a political home for many politicians. The progressive that you see that you want to overlook today, those people were brave enough to stand against a military repressive regime. How much more George Weah? George Weah is not even sophisticated. He's not. You have few folks there. Look, the security forces in Liberia, they're not even steadfast to the point where you say they can really quell down any rebellion. Liberians are tired. Our folks are extremely tired. They're upbeat when it comes to, I hear them making cases that they want to throw them from power. Look, when Liberians were in the thirst for dethroning authorities, you wouldn't even have to say it. Right now, no one is thinking that way. So that's why the pressure is so much. To you, you think it's so much pressure. It's a verbal pressure, and that's the only way you can have these kinds of regimes to change. We continue to think that we'll play it cool, and then Liberians will say, oh, come to power. You're not going to have it easy. Number one, these people are experimenting. They're experimenting your resolve. We're too weak. I agree, the opposition is weak. Oh no, if the progressive had this kinds of opportunity, when they fought for state power, for democracy, this would be a cakewalk for them. Oh man. They'll school this, they would torment, they'll school this regime around to the next day they'll go and tender their resignation. You understand? Oh yes. We're weak. I agree. Why would a government stop someone in bed who is going to go sick? Look at the humanitarian violation, human right violation. Someone is sick after suffering, gang rape, sedation. That lady still looks zepsy in my eyes. She needs medical attention. Some humanitarian organization helping her, government stepping up says she can't go anywhere. What? And then you say, oh, Nathan was in the room. Even Nathan looks weak. You see, he's not even coherent. I can tell you, he looks very weak. You understand? Cummings looks weak. All of them, they just look like, those kinds of moments will not give you political power. If you think that political power will be given to you on silver platter, you're joking. You gotta be feisty. Let Liberian people see it in you. That's why we call leadership in the political world. You understand? This is not some corporate thing when you go to the executive, then they put you around you. No. Politics, you got to remove the gloves, go down the dirt, roll on the floor. Oh, yes. I always tell Liberians, some of us are coming. Are coming. I can hear people say, we're coming. Yeah. So definitely, if people think that this regime is going to slow down because we're making noise about, we're going to take demonstration to another level, this regime must go. This regime is not going to go. This regime is not going to go down without a fight. Oh no. You think these people sat for 12 years and fought hard to come to power, then they would just call you in the next morning and give you power? Good luck. Let me bring people on the screen here so I don't monopolize this discussion. But yeah, I just want to say that I think we're joking with what is going on now in Liberia. We're joking with the situation. Okay? We are extremely joking. But let me see if I can bring some folks on. I do have Mr. Alvin Poto, Alvin Kpoto at gmail.com. Just a minute. Let me see if I can bring. Our people are weak. Our people, to be frank, they are extremely weak. This regime is getting emboldened over and over and over and over. And eventually, they will be doing things with impunity. Trust me. They're going to be doing things with impunity because they've noticed that the only thing that is stopping them from behaving otherwise is the fact that they're broke. But if they had one support from, say, a wealthy government, they could care less. Mr. Porter, if you check your email, I just sent you. Just respond to that email and send me an email and then or text. Then I'll give you the password. Okay. But if in case you want to call the phone line tonight, in fact, let me go ahead and put the number to call. That number again is 701 801 9653. When you call that number, just hit the pound, and that should be able to bring you straight up. Call that number. Oh, Mr. Williams, thanks. Let me see. I don't see any email from you, man. I'd like you to be. I called you earlier today, my brother, to see if you could come on the show because I think our country lacks leadership, and you can tell that the Liberian people are looking for a savior, Messiah. Like how we had Bishop Francis back in the days, we had Bishop Brown, and we had Arthur Kula. We had other stalwarts in our society that would step up for the common man. We don't have those kinds of individuals today. People, even to identify with you, they have to hide. Because in their mind, if the ruling government sees anybody identifying openly with someone, even though this lady had come out and said she's an ANC member, Yeke Koloba is a member of the ANC. By virtue of that, you have all right to identify with them. No need to be hiding, sneaking. What are you sneaking for? We have cowards today. We have a bunch of cowards. That's why people like Henry Costa continue to fulfill the eyes of Liberians as some of the stalwart that can stand up when things happen. Our man, Dylan. Because that's all it takes. That's all it takes. There were times when we had progressive politicians who used to carry their mat because they know the next instant they'll be arrested and sent to either the postockade or Belayala, so they will not have to worry. They have their mat. They are ready to go in. They are ready to go in. There is no way you can get state power. State power is not something that is destined for everybody. You have to go through some of the hardship and the torture. That's how they measure your love for country and people. If you're not willing to go down, in some cold floor and lie and sleep and spend the night among, tight corners with X amount of people in that particular lockup, you're not willing to be president. You're not willing to be president. And, I always say, when the time comes, some of us will show up. We've had enough fights. And I'm telling people, sometimes People think some of us just talk because we want to talk. Remember, in advancing crazy MPFL, when everybody was trying to leave the scene or even turn the wrath against you, some of us were the only ones that were there. The reason why some of us at some point we did not know where to go was because we were enemy targets for almost including our own friendly force. Comrade Gonglo, how are you, sir?
I'm great.
Yes, sir.
Why you come down high on your own party?
Because my brother, our party needs to step up. Sometimes you have to have the sassy woman that will be pushing the feather. I think our party needs to step up in terms of the way we do business. If not, this election 2023 will come back and pass by us. Yeah, you know, all that I'm saying is to push them to move beyond the pace of Toto.
Actually, you are right, Joe. Don't get me wrong. I just asked him, but you are totally right.
Yes.
You know, I made this point to Alexander Cummings, and he didn't understand it. I met him once, and I'm not one to raise an issue with him that day. I made the same point to him that in this country, if you come in politics and you make yourself to appear like you are the cash cow, people will eat your money, and because they come to you begging you for money, you think you are popular. When the result comes, it will be totally different. Because there are different reasons why they come to you. They're not coming to you because they believe you got leadership to provide. They come to you because they believe you got cash to spend. But you don't have to have money to have people to genuinely believe in you. It's the step you take and how you live your life. You know? So it's similar to what you say. There is no reason, if this guy is actually ANC party, there is no reason why the ANC national chairman would not even be acting, you know? But between you and myself, I can tell you, the appointment or the imposition of Donald Nathan is a slow death of the ANC. And Alexander Cummings is to take the singular blame for that. Donald Nathan was imposed on the ANC by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Birmingham. Mark my word.
I mean, you're a veteran politician, so I don't have any doubt in your due diligence, my brother.
One day you come to realize and say, around this time, Congo told me this much. That is Ellen Johnson Sirleaf protege candidate. So she told Alexander Cummings to bring him. The reason Alexander Cummings provided that he's the only elected person of the ANC, it didn't make sense. Then all the other political parties in Liberia who elected candidates in the legislature were asked them to choose among themselves to be that national chair.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense. Plus, look at the geography and the population of Bapulu County. Very small. So, how much base can he bring to say, this is a new party. So, optics matter in politics. Optics matter in many things in life. The appearance of it. If you have a national chairman coming from Nimba, it makes boo-boo, or Bon County, or Lofa.
Yeah.
Or Kwambasa, it makes boo-boo. Say, the national chair is from there. Our justification for imposing Donald Nathan. I agree that he has some issues whether legitimate or illegitimate or racial good, but Daniel Nathan was not the best replacement for racial good. Daniel Nathan belongs. His approach to issue is different. He has business approach to everything. Okay?
Well, isn't it simply complementing Alexander Cummings with the same business approach to everything? The tough is different. I'm not saying that you cannot bring business approach to politics, but to some extent you have to balance politics and economics. They're strange bedfellows, but they should complement each other. But Nathan, if he has a business approach and then Mr. Cummings has a business approach, where's the political approach? That's where we're lagging this. People are saying he was in the hospital with Miss Justina Taylor. No, it should not be in the hospital only. This issue should be one of the most carnal issues that should be biting this regime in the butt. You understand? Where you will take complaint to all power brokers of our country. People always tend to overlook the power of the United Nations. It is only the UN that is holding Liberia right now. The United States, to some extent. You understand? They're a power broker. So this country, Liberia, is gradually sinking. Had it not been for the United Nations for the last 12 or 14 years, probably will be something else.
There'll be no Liberia.
I'm telling you, my brother. So when people are practicing to be politicians, the Nathan, all these people who I see them like they're not natural politicians. They're learning to be politicians. Even Alex Cummings is learning to be a politician. That's why people don't look at the variable. Okay, if even you want to maneuver for an individual to be chair of the political organization, the party that you're a part of, you have to be almost certainly wise enough to see that number counts in our country. You look for the most populous county and try to see if you can get a chair from there. I agree with you. Lofa might be big, but it's not as populated as Nimba.
Ellen Johnson said, you saw what she did, right? When Henry Famula was elected Secretary General at the time, she said, no, I want my Secretary General to come from Nimba.
Yeah.
We made Famula to resign after he was elected.
Yes.
And her choice was to bring women pay from Nimba.
Mm-hmm.
Say, I want my Secretary General to come from Nimba, and he must come from a specific tribe.
That's power. That's power right there.
So they offer Famula and say, okay, I'll offer you this much. Resign. That person I want. Yes, you are elected. You popular in the party. So she's the same person because Alexander Cummings started edging towards, he even had something he did where he said, well, I'm not going to support any other candidate because they must don't share, blah, blah, blah. My partisans are free. It was Ellen Johnson even told him to do that. He asked a racial group, you